Out here doing a project with these magnolias. These people are using them as a screen from this house behind here, and they're really important to them. You can see that there's, we got some of the older leaves. Kind of have that tip dieback, which you probably wouldn't be super concerned if it was, this yellow stuff that's getting ready to fall off. But, we have it on some of these newer leaves where these marginal issues with the leaf. We kind of got this weird curling. You've got some discoloration on leaves that are kind of new, so so there's a problem with that. And there's a bacterial issue called Magnolia tip blight, which can look like that. But they had a company over here, a nationwide company, that was treating their trees, that was spraying like a mixture of an insecticide, fungicide on these trees for years. And when those people do that, a big one of those ingredients that they usually use is a product called Reliant, which it's Agrifos, so they call it Reliant, and that is something that can treat Magnolia tip blight, and they've been using that company for a long time. So had that this was a bacterial issue, it would have been controlled, and it's not. So there was a deeper issue here. So what I did was we sent some soil samples out, because just to see what it was all looking like, but what the soil was looking like, and it came back that there was an excessive amount of phosphorus and potassium, just because they've been fertilizing over here so much, and so that excessive amount could be causing some problems. But there was a big deficiency in calcium, which can cause this, and the samples came back suggesting that we put a little bit of nitrogen in the tree. So it's just a good benefit of taking the time and doing soil samples to figure out what exactly these trees need before you start throwing fertilizer at them. So we're going to be doing that, figuring out that. And I think it was like 144 pounds of gypsum to address the calcium issue per 1,000 square feet. And it was like half a pound of nitrogen. So I'm going to figure all that out and come back and do that application on Monday. But then the other thing that I was going to add in here is I got my little soil injector. I was going to add some Cambistat. Will help these trees the tips of them not grow, and it can help them kind of thicken out, so they'll get a little bit more protection in here. Cambistat's a plant growth regulator that's going to stop tip elongation in trees, but it's going to kind of force that growth in different areas. So we should get these to thicken up, which will provide more screen for them, which is what they wanted. And it also will help with these trees in the summer, kind of minimizing their water loss. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was these trees have this leaking was their main cause of why they ended up thinking that their trees were dying, was because of this cracking. And in smelling it, it's a bacterial issue. It cooks up when it's hot. Superficial, it's not going to be the problem of why these trees don't look good here. It can be signs of root issues. So if you do see that black darkened staining more at the base of the tree, it could be a problem with root stuff. Or like if you see it here, and you don't have that wounding and that cracking, if you see black staining where there's not that cracking, then it's probably not that bacterial problem. It could be Phytophthora or some other issue. But so what this is probably these trees twisting in the wind and just cracking. So that's what that's how you investigate a tree problem and really get good solutions, rather than just throwing fertilizer at something or whatever without actually knowing what's going on. So lesson here is do soil samples. They're cheap. Your local extension office will do them for like $20, and your clients will appreciate that you can tell them that their tree actually needs these things, rather than throwing a broadcast fertilizer at them. All right, thank you very much.